This week, I've seen a lot of folks on Twitter celebrating the fact that Kyle Rittenhouse has been hit with a lawsuit from one of the victims, one of the people that he shot in the summer of 2020 in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The individual that was shot, this was the one person that did survive, and they're suing for financial losses, damages for emotional distress, humiliation, loss of enjoyment of life, and other pain and suffering on all claims and punitive damages. Now, on the surface, it would look like this is a pretty slam dunk case, right? Kyle Rittenhouse, there's no question he did shoot this person. This person got shot. They suffered damages. Should be open and shut lawsuit, right? Well, here's where I have to throw a little bit of cold water on that. Because as much as I would love to see Kyle Rittenhouse face some kind of accountability, and I think the lawsuit filed by the deceased victim's family has a real shot at winning, this particular lawsuit here that was filed, I think Kyle Rittenhouse wins this hands down. And I know you folks watching this don't want to hear me say that. And I have seen legal experts praising this lawsuit this week, and it kind of blows my mind. Because the problem with this lawsuit, even though, yes, that man was shot, that man admitted in court he pointed a gun at Kyle Rittenhouse first. Case closed. Sorry. That's how that's going to play out. Because you did admit that you pointed a gun at him. And so, yes, 100% after that, Rittenhouse's actions in the eyes of the law are 100% self-defense. I don't want to sit here and defend Kyle Rittenhouse. Trust me, I don't like the guy. I wish he would be held accountable. I do not agree with the way his, criminal trial ended at all. But with this one, the guy admitted that, yes, I pointed a gun at him first. So the liability issue at that point, Kyle Rittenhouse had justification under state law to fire back because he believed his life was in danger. So that's where you're going to run into these problems. Now, we have seen lawsuits prevail when a, criminal has hurt themselves and they are able to successfully sue. So even though this individual wasn't a criminal, maybe they do have a shot. If they have really good lawyers, they might be able to prevail in this situation, but I just do not see the path forward. If I were a lawyer, I would not have taken this case. I absolutely would have looked at this and said, yeah, dude, but your admission in court kind of nullifies your claims. Yes, you suffered damages, but the argument can be made that your actions led to those damages. So it's a tough one. I am not optimistic about this. I am, as I said, optimistic about the lawsuit filed by the victim's family, the ones who died. I think they're going to be successful. And I think Kyle Rittenhouse does too, because Kyle Rittenhouse has taken to the Christian crowdfunding website GiveSendGo and has raised over $100,000 for his legal fees. So he's sitting pretty. He doesn't have to worry about anything. I'm sure he's probably, he's speaking at these Republican events. I don't know if they pay him. But if they do, he's probably, pretty well set here. But this lawsuit, I'm not optimistic about it. I think the facts of this case kind of point to a clear-cut self-defense case. And I, again, not a fan of having to defend Kyle Rittenhouse. But I think in the end of this, he prevails in this lawsuit.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.